This is Nostalgia at Night, and this evening we're going to be reviewing the Life with Louie fast food toys from Jack in a Box. And we're going to kind of go through here and look at each piece here. This is the complete set. Just as a background, just to lay some foundation. Life of Louie was a animated television series. It was a 3-season run from 1995 to 1998 with 30-minute episodes. It was part of the Saturday morning cartoon block called the Fox Kids, programming block essentially, Fox Kids. And it had that TV block actually ran from the 90s to the early 2K. So it was a fairly long, popular TV block. And it had other shows, along with Life with Louie. So it would have like Bobby's World and Eek the Cat. Some really 90s-rific TV shows. Very fun, though. Very fun. Life with Louie is a very heartwarming, funny, fairly intelligent show, I thought. You can go back and watch them, and you got your nostalgia, of course, and then it still resonates today. So that's kind of nice to see, and you can find them on YouTube. Not that I know of. The cartoon show was not put on DVD. So just as a little information there, and it was created by Louie Anderson, the comedian Louie Anderson, and it depicts his childhood in a comedic perspective here. And the television show actually won a Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Performer, that being Louie Anderson, and it was essentially for voicing himself, Louie, as a child, and voicing his dad, Andy Anderson. And actually, it won 2 Daytime Emmys for the same thing in '97 and in '98. So that's kind of a background on the animated series that these toys are based on. And you can see that there's some pretty good detail here. They're all on some sort of bicycle. And actually, and it takes this comedy, this cartoon takes a comedic look at Louie Anderson's childhood. And actually Anderson grew up in the housing projects, along with numerous other siblings. And they were raised on welfare, so it wasn't all the ideal childhood. And he would actually go on to say, part of the appeal to do a show about my family was to get a chance to say this wasn't exactly how it was, but this was funny. And he said it was like a catharsis for him. And he's written, if you want to check out some of his books, he's written about his childhood as well. There's a nice shot of Louie right there. And so let's begin. Let's set these guys off to the side here. And let's look at, this is the, first off we'll start, this is the packaging that it comes with. This product, 0+, this is for the 0+ ages from Jack in a Box. And this product conforms to the ASTM toy safety standards for children of all ages. And the bag is on his toy, please discard. So, alright, and then this was trademarked in 1997, according to that package. So that is the actual package that these toys came in, obviously packaged separately. And we got Louie Anderson, who in the cartoon was voiced by Louie Anderson himself. And this, let's see here, as you move the vehicle, his pet fish is riding in the sidecar with him. And his pet fish in the cartoon was called Pepper. And Pepper, that's basically kind of what he sounded like. Yeah, I know. And you can see here, it's promoting Fox Kids on the sidecar there. And we basically got these are the clothes that Louie wore throughout the cartoon. Blue top and khaki pants. We got some blue shoes here. And if we bring this up, bear with me a moment here. And this is trademarked 1997 and China. Okay. So, this is Louie Anderson. There we go. Okay, and we got him parked. No special features with the toy. It's just kind of a cool little homage to the cartoon. And that's Louie Anderson. Okay, and then next we have his parents, Aura Anderson and Andy Anderson. Again, Andy Anderson was voiced by Louie Anderson himself. He was quite the personality, very, very bold personality. He's a very proud war veteran. And he actually, his father, who this is based off of, obviously, he was actually a trumpet player for the musical performer Hoagy Carmichael. So his dad was a talented musician in his own right, and that's kind of an interesting little fact about Louie's dad. So the performers in the family there, you know. So you can see here, looks like Louie Andy rather, is wearing a pot on his head. Or it looks like she's wearing a raincoat. And again, this is a babushka. Okay, and then basically you could see her legs pedal. And again, you just push. It's kind of a push thing, and that's kind of the mechanism there. Anyway, what I could say is, this is aside from the pot on the head here, this is what the cartoon rendition of Andy Anderson looked like. And same thing with Aura. She didn't always wear babushka though, of course. And Aura was voiced by Edie McClurg. She and that name might resonate. She is known for her role as the school secretary Grace in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And she's just a very Aura Anderson is a very warm character, loving, just a wonderful human being. Portrayed in the animated series here. So, and she has this wonderful line that's always stayed with me, is like, now Louie, why don't we have cats? And because they lick the butter, So, that's right, they lick the butter, Louie. It's a hilarious, very memorable thing that's always stuck with me. So she's a great, very loving, warm character. And it's kind of cool that this is being based off of Louie's mother, she actually probably got to see a a little toy made out of her. Who would which is a nice thing, I think, as far as a family program goes, and just thinking about how much he loves his mother based on reading his books, and so that had to be really awesome, I imagine. So anyway, so that is that is the parents toy piece. And next up we have Tommy Anderson. He got his little teddy there. Now, and you see when you move him. Boy, I'm glad I'm not on QVC right now, because I would just get the boot. There we go. There we go. The bear activates by kind of doing a little hop there when you move Tommy, who is Louie's little brother. He's portrayed as that little brother who's Louie has to kind of look out for, and it's just that role that you kind of that little brother role. And he's voiced by Mike Hughes, and Mike Hughes played the child Gage Creed in Stephen King's The Pet Sematary movie. So that's where you would kind of you would recognize that character. And looks like he is in a onesie here, and we're just gonna look up here. Yeah, so it's just a nice again, a nice homage, and this is actually based on his real brother Tommy. So that's kind of a cool thing, just the broad overall topic of actually having characters and toys based on your family, which is unreal, especially on a national level. So yeah, that is Tommy Anderson. They line up nice too. All right, and next we have Glen. And again, we have the advertisement for Fox Kids right here on the side of his bike. This is a fairly accurate portrayal or depiction in terms of sculpt for Glen. And you can tell just based on his furrowing brow, he's kind of a mean villain of a character. Although he I will say this, and it's interesting, if you notice, all the characters are wearing some form of protection, helmet, safety, while riding a bike, even the goldfish, except for the teddy bear. Okay, so aside from the inanimate object, the teddy bear, he does not have them. Anyway, yeah, so even Glen, the villain, recognizes the importance of helmet safety when riding a bicycle or a scooter. It looks like this is kind of more of a scooter here. Anyway. So, yes, and this is sort of what Glen wears. He wears torn up, ragged clothing. And he is the school bully, and he especially picks on Louie. He calls him Loogie. So that is kind of his gimmick. And he was voiced by Justin Shinkaro. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Justin actually also voiced in Nickelodeon's Hey Arnold animated series, the Harold Berman character. And if you listen to Glen on the animated series, and then you go listen to Harold, you can kind of tell how similar those voices are. They're wonderful voices, very entertaining, very distinct. I think Justin did a great job in that role, and you can kind of tell he was having fun with it. So yeah, so definitely a fun little bit of background here. Who knew such small restaurant fast food toys would have so much story behind them. But yeah, and then we got over here, Huffy, which is also another aspect to these toys. So yes, now we have them all lined up. We're gonna have Glen over here going the opposite way of the family. He looks kind of angry, like they outdid him or something like that, and thwarted his cruel plans, And there was other thing I wanted to mention here. There was kind of there was a booklet that came with these, and and again, this is through Jack in the Box, and there's actually a little pamphlet here that comes with it. Jack in the Box. And you got Jack here, and Jack in the Box again was established in 1951. And in 1995, they actually established this guy, this face, Jack, as the fictional founder of the company. And if you get a second, I definitely recommend you check out the vintage Jack in the Box commercials. They are preposterous. There's, for example, a cops themed one where Jack is kind of like tracking down a criminal who's anyway. So we got Fox Kids right here, we got Life with Louie here, and we got Jack in a Box here being portrayed, and we got Louie Anderson on the cover there. And this was this line was released in 1997, and you can collect all four here, and you got one in every kids meal. Now, these are not mine. I just acquired these through the internet. And let's see here. Okay, so this is actually, if you can read that, it says, "Why is Louie so grumpy? Solve the code and find out." Now, right now would be a good opportunity to pause this if you wanted to play along. You're more than welcome to. And in the comments below, I'd like you to write, if you figure it out, all caps spoiler, and then write that message in there based on this code here. And this pamphlet's kind of janked up here. Okay. And now we have a sweepstakes entry here on this page for a Huffy bicycle. And then you would receive a free Flash Tech bike helmet. So you would fill this out here, and then the sweepstakes and regulations are right there. And we're going to flip it over to the other side here. And there's the contest to win a family of bikes from Huffy in the Life with Louie sweepstakes. Just complete the blank entry and mail no later than November 1st, 1997. And that was going to Cincinnati, Ohio. And there's his fish, his goldfish Pepper. Very well fed. And then we got over here, we got the actual Huffy bike. And if you look closely, there's actually a Life with Louie themed protection guard. And there's both girls' bike and boys' bike there. And Louie is looking on in ecstasy at these bikes. They're amazing. Yeah, so 20-inch boys and girls bike. Get $40 off plus a free Flash Tech helmet. Wow. So you only had to pay $87.99 for that. And then we have the No More Noogies maze. And you got to get to Home Sweet Home. You got to beat Glen. Okay. Help Louie walk home from school and avoid being noogied by Glen. And then we go back to the front of the pamphlet there. Anyway, so my point was, I just want to go over this kind of as a historical, pop culture artifact. Kind of, these are very ephemeral, especially these pamphlets are very ephemeral. So it is documented and now available for cultural enrichment and analysis at about from the 90s, a time that's gone by. Jack's another thing I wanted to point out was Life with Louie. We got the Life with Louie TV show. We got the Fox Kids Network block. We got the Jack in a Box, and we got Huffy, all being advertised, and it's a quadruple cross promotion essentially. So we got the Fox Kids TV block, Life with Louie TV series, Jack in the Box, fast food restaurant, and then we got the Huffy bicycles, which is a brand that is established in 1892, and it's been around for over 125 years in business. So it's really long-standing business, and it's kind of interesting that Huffy would cross-promote with so many different, and then just the entire quadruple cross-promotion anyway. That's what I'm trying to get across. Huffy's a legacy brand, and then you got some other long-standing fast food restaurants, and again, that television block was ran for over a decade. So anyway, so this has been my review of the Life with Louie bicycle toys, fast food toys from Jack in the Box in 1997. This has been Nostalgia at Night.